Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today is all about fabrics and patterns that I've acquired recently but that you haven't seen yet. So as you might have seen from Instagram and from other people's YouTube channels, yesterday was the culmination of the Sew Yellow for Endo campaign, which is run by the lovely Jess from Sew What If I Sew. And there was a party hosted by Jess in Prince's Risborough, in Buckinghamshire, which is also where the Southern Social takes place. And I went down for the day. And there were a couple of fabric shops at the party, and items may have been bought. So you'll have to hang on till the end of the vlog to see what I got yesterday, because first of all, I'm going to take you to past Laura, because when I was showing you my completed works in progress and taking you through some future plans a couple of vlogs ago, I also filmed a kind of mini fabric and pattern haul, but I took it out of the main vlog because I thought otherwise it was just going to be massively long. And then I forgot to show it to you. So first of all, I'm going to take you back to Laura of about 3 weeks ago, and you can see what I got in the, I think really the January sales. And then I'll come back and I will show you what I got at the Sew Yellow for Endo party. Okay, so here we go. And I did mention that I got a new pattern. So let's start with that. Now, if you follow Sam Sequin Girly, you will have seen this before. So this is the Jackie O jacket from Simple Sew. And I found this on eBay. I knew because Sam had mentioned that it is still available on eBay. And I really have liked the versions of the jacket that she made. And although I don't really go to formal work events, certainly not at the moment, because I'm technically retired, I do volunteer, as some of you know, at a National Trust property. And I thought this might be quite a nice little jacket to pop on when it warms up a bit. It's still pretty cold at the minute. But I thought this might be nice, and it's very simple. It's not lined, although I think I could line it. And I was on eBay actually looking for hair dye because it's really hard to get hold of this shade of hair dye. It's blue if you've not followed me for a while, but it's actually much brighter blue than it comes up on camera. And so I was on eBay looking for that, found some, and this popped up in the you may also like, and I thought, yeah, I might also like, so I bought it. So yes, I picked that up from eBay and it came through very promptly, I must say. So I'm pleased to have that. So that was my new pattern. And then I have got how many? 7 pieces of fabric to show you, but some of them go together. So the first one is actually something slightly different. So this is it's a pillowcase which is intended to be representative to save me getting the entire king size quilt out. So this came from my mum's. So you can see, hopefully, it's this lovely random splodgy dotty pattern. And if you've seen my channel for any length of time, you will know that I love things with splodges on. Here's some examples of other bits of fabric that I have got with splodges on, but I love it. And one side is pale green and the other side is white. It might not be showing up too well on camera. And I've got king size quilt and 2 pillowcases of this. And I have always said to my mum, when that starts wearing out or you don't want it anymore, please can I have it? Because I'm sure that there would be enough to make a garment with if you don't want it. And she always said, yeah, fine. Anyway, sadly, it didn't get to that. And yeah, so, but I kept it when we cleared out the house. So I am going to make something with it. But although it's quote unquote only a duvet cover, it is precious fabric, so I'm going to be quite considered about what I make with it, and I certainly don't think I would make a toile in it. But I think it's really fun because I love the splodges, and I think in terms of making something like a shirt, it would be great because you could do the yoke, say, in one colour, or the sleeves in one colour, and the main body of the shirt in the other colour. But yet it's the same pattern, so I think it would work out really well. So I just mentioned that because it's new to my sewing room, but it's not new as in from outside the family. But I love it, I always have. But it's kind of quite sentimental now. Right, so that is the first bit. Next up, we have got two French terries, which I got from A&M Fabrics in High Wycombe, who you might have heard Jess talk about quite a lot because she uses them quite a lot because they're local to her. That's Jess Sew What If I Sew. And they had an online sale, and their French terry was one of the things in it. And I have been looking for ages for some French terry that I could use to make a colour blocked sweatshirt. And one I want to make is this one, which I've had in my stash for ages and ages. And it's McCall's, what's the number? M7874. And I want to make this version here with the colour blocking. So I thought that these two would go really nicely together. So I need to be careful here because I do not want to clobber my mic, which is just there. So there you go. So you can see it's got this nice fleecy inside. It is quite fluffy at the moment, and I do worry a bit that it might go bobbly, but we will see. So I've got that as the main colour, and then to go with it, I have got this as the contrast. So I've bought slightly more of the pink than the blue, but I think they go really nicely together, and I think they are nice, bright, vibrant colours, which are quite. They'll be quite nice and transitional. So yeah, that's the plan. I'd like to get this made up fairly quickly. As I say, it's sort of sewing my stash in terms of the fact I've had the pattern for ages, but never really found the fabric before to make it up. So I'm quite keen to get on and make that. And I think hopefully I have got, what size have I got? I've got size Y, which goes up to a medium, which should be fine for me because a medium is a 12 to 14. And if ever I'm going to be outside of 14, it would be on my hips, not my top half. So I should be fine. I think I can probably make a straight size medium. And I might just cheat and cut it out because I don't think I'm ever going to be a size 8 to 10, and the medium's the largest size in this. So I might just cheat and not trace it. I have seen a review of this somewhere which mentions that although the pattern pieces are correct, the instructions are confusing about how the pieces kind of here go together. So I will just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I just think this is such a fun pattern, and I'm really keen to get that made up. So that is probably going to go quite high up my make list. I'm not sure which neckline I'm going to do yet. I probably will stick with that one actually. I quite fancy a higher neck, but I do get irritated, as I said on my Claudia vlog, with bobbles. So we'll see. So that is a firm plan with new fabric, and I'm really glad I put a colour catcher in with these because the pink did try and run, and they do kind of look like they've fluffed onto each other. So but I washed them together because I thought they're going to be washed together when they're attached. So let's see. So that's one set of fabric, and that is, as I say, all washed and ready to go. And then at more or less the same time, so this was early in January, I managed to get some fabrics in the Lady McElroy sale, and their cotton Marley lawns I really like. So this is one that I have kind of looked at for ages and resisted, and it's this beautiful panda fabric. So shout out to Claire Loves Red Sews because she loves pandas. Um, and it's coming up a bit petrolly on here, but can I? It's a bit greenier than it's coming up, certainly as I'm looking at it on the camera. But you can see it's beautiful and light and quite. It's got it's typical lawn. It's got structure, but it's quite drapey, and I couldn't resist it. So I got enough of that to make a blouse. And then the other fabric that I got from Lady McElroy, I saw Rachel from Stitched Up made a blouse in this, and I'd kind of always looked at this online. It's another cotton Marley lawn, and every time I looked at it online, I always kind of felt like it was supposed to be something, but I couldn't work out what it was because it is called glitch, and so it always felt a bit like watching the telly when the picture went wrong, and I think what I was doing was focusing in too much on the detail of it. But so although I liked the colours, I never bought it. And then I saw Rachel use it to make a really pretty, I think she made a blouse out of it. And I just thought, no, it is a lovely fabric. And I think once you see it on somebody, the fabric actually looks much better than when you just see this little tiny swatch on the screen. So I went for it. So I've got a bit more of that. So, but I think again, it's likely to come a blouse, but maybe a blouse with sleeves. And both of those, I think I got half price or even better. I think probably half price. But yes, I treated myself in the January sales. So that is all the new fabric that I got. But then on Valentine's Day, so it's now Tuesday the 17th and the cat's birthday actually. Um we went into Monmouth in the afternoon, it's not that far from us, and had a little mooch round, and we went to some of the charity shops. And in one of them, which was something like St Michael's Hospice shop, I think, they had this, which was all beautifully tied up in this piece of elastic. And I haven't unfolded it yet, but it's a double quilt set. And I just could not resist it. I love stuff with writing on. I'll put some more evidence of me loving stuff with writing on. And there you go. It has, as you can see, lots and lots of place names written on it. And I just thought, I don't think it necessarily does anything for me. And I'm going to talk more in another vlog about what colours I think I should be wearing and why I think that. But I think this would make a great pair of trousers. And my holiday is a cruise, so I think how cool would it be to be walking around in a pair of trousers which has got places written all over it. I just think it will be fabulous. So that is the plan for those. So I think probably a pair of wide leg trousers. The only thing I am thinking, obviously pretty sure it's cotton, obviously a bit less drapey than cotton lawn. It's probably more like a poplin, quite rigid. So I'm tempted to go for a pair of wide leg trousers, but I don't know whether to try and go for something with a fly zip or whether I should just go for sort of large elasticated waist trousers, of which I've got a couple. I've got the Frankie trousers from the new Red, who sadly aren't trading at the moment, and I've got the stretch book, so I've got the Tilly and the Buttons wide leg trousers, or I could try something like the bob pants from Style Art because I've also got those. So and the whole set was £5.50, and the inside bit is this plain grey, so that would work for something as well, hopefully. So I was really pleased to get that. I just think it's very me. So although, or even dungarees, what do we think? I did make some dungarees, sort of summery dungaree trousers, not the Riley overalls, but some lighter weight ones. So I could maybe go for something a bit more like that. Ooh, that might be good. That might be good with a t-shirt underneath. So I hope you enjoyed that little haul from earlier in the year. So as I said at the start of the vlog, I went down for the So Yellow for Endo Party yesterday, and it was really lovely. I saw quite a lot of people from the Southern Social who'd come over for it, and also some other lovely sewists, some of whom are familiar to you in other capacities now because they run a fabric shop. And I am, of course, talking about Becki and Adele from the Fabric Obsession. And so they had a small stall there. Obviously, they couldn't bring all their lovely fabrics, but they did have a good selection there. And I bought a couple of items from them, and they gave them to me in this lovely bag, which I'm really happy to have because I saw that everybody who'd gone to the opening of the in-person shop had got these bags, and I had terrible FOMO, so I'm really happy to have the bag. So what did I buy from the Fabric Obsession? I got, after much deliberation, I got 1.5 meters of this lovely jersey, and this is on their website, so I will link to it down below. And it is called Shadow Garden Theory, and it comes in 2 different colorways. This is the cool colorway. There is also a warm colorway, which is kind of reds and pinks. And technically, having had my colors done, I should really have gone for the warm colorway. I am going to do a vlog about that, but I have to say that I just really like the colours in this colourway, so I went for this anyway, and I think it's fine. It's got some bright pink in it and some fairly bright blue, so I think I can get away with it. And yeah, I got 1.5 meters of it. It's 95% cotton and 5% elastane. It feels beautiful, and I'm just going to make a t-shirt top in this, and hopefully I can get it done before my holiday. So as soon as I've finished filming, this is going straight into the washing machine. And then the other thing I got from the Fabric Obsession was this pack of Sarah Hart's premium labels. Sorry, terrible shine on that. So I've taken one out of the pack, and you can see it's the same on both sides. It is just a lovely little pink cowboy boot, and I just think they're super cute. I actually own 2 pairs of cowboy boots, so I thought if I make some jeans or something for myself, that would be really pretty to have in there. So that's what I got from the Fabric Obsession. But it was lovely to have a catch up with Becki and Adele. So hello ladies if you're watching. And we worked out we haven't actually seen each other since, I think, the Festival of Quilts 2022. I did a collab with Becki straight after that, and I've not seen them since. So yes, lovely to have a catch up, and I can see me making more purchases from the Fabric Obsession. So that was the first of the 2 stalls I visited, and then the second stall that was there was from Wilder Fabrics. So this is Maria at Wilder Fabrics, and she's based in Tame in Oxfordshire. And that's her card again. Sorry, I've got terrible glare. And she's also got a website, so I'll link to the website down below, and I will link to the fabric that I bought as well, because I've just checked and they have it in stock. But the first thing that I saw when I was looking at Wilder Fabrics stall was that they had some patterns, and they had some by quite a few different designers. I think they had the Sussex seamstress, and they had some Tilly and the Buttons. I can't remember what else they had, but they also had the Avid Seamstress. And actually, I was wearing my Avid Seamstress, the blouse, which I'd made for So Yellow for Endo. And because that's my collab with the lovely Mandy, I'm going to talk about that in a different vlog. But that's what I was wearing. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll have a look at the Avid Seamstress patterns. And I saw this, which is the City trousers, and I have looked at this pattern a lot and over the years nearly bought it. And I have seen a version, some of you might remember, where the picture on the front is actually this picture with the black and white pattern trousers on. So they're a kind of semi-casual trousers. So I will read you what it says. It says, effortlessly stylish, the City trousers reimagine the contemporary cigarette fit with a minimalist chic flair. A narrow waistband with a concealed zip at the back creates the ultimate body slimming silhouette. With easy to insert side pockets and optional side slits at the hem, this is an astoundingly versatile sewing pattern. So I got that. I'll be interested to see what it's like having a back zip, because I've never done that before. And I'd actually misremembered when I bought it and thought that it was on the side. But anyway, doesn't matter. I will give it a go. I do actually also have the Sew Over It Ultimate trousers, which are also a cigarette style. So it might be interesting to try the two and have a bit of a comparison. But I think I probably have fabric in my stash that I can use to make these already. It says medium weight woven fabric, and it says it's designed for woven fabric, but fabrics with a very slight stretch work well with these trousers. And I am sure I've got some stretch fabric in my stash. And looking at what size I would be, yeah, I think I'm either going to be a 14 or a 16 maybe. I'm going to probably twirl these. And it reckons that, let's assume non-directional print, I'd need about 2.2 meters. I'm pretty sure I've got enough. So looking forward to trying that. I have realised I desperately need trousers and skirts. That's the big gap in my Me Made wardrobe, but I just keep making tops. It's dreadful. Anyway, so that was the first thing that I spotted. But I did buy some fabric, and I got this, which is a Little Johnny cotton fabric. And I don't know how well, oh, actually it pops out quite nicely on camera. It's these 3D flowers, and I just love them because hopefully you can see they look as if they've been embroidered in, I mean, to me, yes, either embroidery thread or even wool, but it really pops. Certainly in real life it really pops. So I got 2 meters of this, and I think it will probably become a shirt, possibly a skirt, but more likely a shirt, I think. But I really like that, so I had to have it. So that was the fabric that I chose from Wilder Fabrics. So I didn't buy a lot, but I bought stuff that I really liked. So yeah, so that's all. I think that gets you up to date with everything that I've bought. I will just show you quickly. We got a goodie bag from the lovely Jess, So What If I Sew, as a thank you for going to the party. So I will show you quickly what was in that. So we got 2 labels from the Becki seamstress, and there's also a code on here which I'm just covering it, which will get me money off postage. I think it gives me free postage if I order something for more than £10. But I've got 2 labels there. So one that says my new favourite make and one that says sewing makes me happy, which of course it does. Then I got a discount code up to the 15th of April from Style Falcons. Style Falcon, who are a pattern company, and they are giving 25% off the total cost of an order up to the 15th of April. So that's nice. I've not looked at their website yet, but I shall certainly go over and have a look. So they describe themselves as sharp, dramatic, inspired sewing patterns for mature figures. So I've got a code for that as well. So that's lovely. And then a sticky label from the Becki seamstress, which just says, please look after me and yourself too. And also an iron-on patch by a company called Petra Boaz, which came from Tuesday's Child. So there's my iron-on label of a donut still wrapped in the cellophane. So a donut with googly eyes. Okay, so that is it in terms of what I bought. I'm sure I will be back soon with another vlog, probably showing you the makes that I've managed to complete in March, which are, so far, that is the 2 So Yellow for Endo makes that I've done, because I've done the blouse and I've also completed the Tiana's Closet lantern sleeve top. I haven't as yet used the wild yellow fabric. I have started sticking together the Peppermint Patterns wrap top, but I think before I cut into that yellow fabric, I would need to make a toile of that. I'm a bit nervous about the sizing. So I've done as they've suggested and sized down. I saw some reviews saying size down. But I was also talking to one of my viewers, so hello if you're watching, about the sizing, and she said it came up very big on her. So I'm a bit loath to cut into my precious fabric without making a toile first. So yeah, that might have to wait a little longer. And I will also be coming to you with my plans for April and May. So I need to do some sewing for my holiday. And I'm also going on a sewing retreat when I get back. So I'm going to need to decide what I want to make on that before I go, because otherwise I'm not going to have time to pack anything. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to let me know if you made anything for So Yellow for Endo. I'd love to know. I'm sure you can still donate to Jessa's Just Giving page. The challenge has actually closed now, but I'll link her Just Giving page down below in case you do want to still contribute. Yeah, let me know if you made anything. Let me know what you're up to. I love to hear from you, and I do always reply to comments. Sometimes it takes me a little while, but I do always reply. And a huge thank you to my lovely new subscribers who came on board after watching my Stitch Festival vlog. I hope you enjoy what you find here. So I hope you're all getting a chance to get some sewing done, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.